Hi class, this time we are going to continue our discussions under operations of function, but particularly we are going to discuss composite of functions. So what is composite of function? If we let daw po f and g as a function, so you can say that the composition function denoted by f with g, yung small circle, is defined by composite function of f with g of x is equal to f of g of x. So it means that you will have an inner function that is to be replaced doon sa ating outer function. So the process of obtaining a composite function is called function composition. So sabi din, if a function is substituted to all variables in another function, you are performing a composition of functions to create another function. So in short, yung buo, so mayroon kang dalawang function, yung isa doon, yung buong variables niya, lahat mismo sinubstitute mo or ni-replace mo doon sa value ng another function to create another. So that is already a composition of functions. So some authors call this operation as function of functions. So now let's proceed with more examples na. So let's have this example number 1. We are to find and simplify the composite function of g with f of x. So by the definition daw, the g with f function, composite function, is equal to the g of f of x. So, ibig sabihin, the inner function natin is yung f of x, doon sa outer function, i-replace natin siya. So, ano nga ba ang g of x natin and ang f of x natin? So, base sa given, ang ating pong f of x is 2x plus 1. And ang ating g of x is equal naman sa the square root of x plus 1. So, substitute lang po or replace natin yung ating f of x, yung inner function natin, doon sa ating outer function to get a new function. So, ayan. So, g of x natin yung outer. So, that is the square root of, open and close parenthesis natin, papalit na natin or i-replace na natin yung f of x natin, which is 2x plus 1. Then, copy natin yung plus 1 dun sa original g of x natin. Ayan. Then, simplify natin by removing itong parenthesis natin sa 2x plus 1. So, you will have the square root of 2x. Then, add natin yung 1 plus 1. So, we will have 2. Then, let's see kung masisimplify pa natin. So, obviously, wala naman tayong mailalabas sa ating square root sign. So, therefore, the composite function of g with f of x is equal to the square root of 2x plus 2. So, this is our answer for number 1 example. Let's have this second example. So, in this second example, we are going to find and simplify po muna yung composite function of q with f of x. Then, we are going to find naman daw yung composite function of f with q of x. So, pinagbalit niya. Pinag-interchange niya yung location ng f and q. So, are their answers is still the same pa rin daw? So, that is the question that we are going to try to answer. So, ang ating f of x is 2x plus 1 and ang ating q of x is x squared minus 2x plus 1. So, yung buong functions natin, isa-substitute lang natin yan dun sa naka-outer functions natin. So, for this first muna part, we are going to try to answer muna yung ating q with f of x. So, sabi nga dun sa definition, that is q of f of x. So, our q is the outer function, that is x squared. Ito yan, x squared minus 2x plus 2. So, we will have squared. So, ang substitute na agad natin yung inner function natin, which is f of x, na equivalent sa 2x plus 1. So, yun ang i-replace natin sa ating x. Next, minus, we will have minus 2x. Again, that is 2x plus 1. Then, copy na lang natin yung 2. Now, let's simplify. So, una muna nating tanggalin yung exponent na squared. So, you will have 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1. So, dito tayo banda sa side mag-solve. So, that is 2x plus 1. Times natin siya by 2x plus 1. So, using FOIL method, first, that is 4x squared. Then, first and last, FOIL or outer rather, outer. So, you will have 2x times 1, that is 2x. Then, inner, 1 times 2x. Again, you will have 2x. Then, the last term, that is 1 times 1. And 1 times 1 is equal to positive 1. So, simplify na lang natin by combining 2x plus 2x. So, you will have, dito na lang natin sulat yung answer, 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. So, ayan po yung equivalent ng ating square of 2x plus 1 squared. Now, dito naman po tayo sa ating second term. That is 1 ay negative 2 times 2x plus 1. So, distribute natin itong negative 2x 2 natin sa ating terms, which is 2x plus 1. So, negative 2 times 2x is negative 4x. Then, negative 2 times naman natin siya sa 1 rather. Then, you will have negative 2. Then, copy na lang natin yung ating 2 na natitira. So, this time, pwede na po tayong mag-combine ng mga like terms. So, 4x squared, may like terms ba? Obviously, wala naman. So, copy lang natin yung 4x squared. Then, yung mga x na may 1 na exponent. So, ito lang naman, 4x and negative 4x. So, 4x plus negative 4x is equal to 0. So, no need to write that. Then, 1 plus negative 2 plus 2. And you know that negative 2 plus 2 is already 0. So, maka-cancel out mo yan. Then, matitira na lang sa ating sagot is plus 1. Or pwede mo rin namang solve ng 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1 plus 2 is still positive 1. So, therefore, our composite function of Q with f of x is equal to x squared plus 4x squared plus 1. Now, let's see. Same po ba siya dito sa ating f of f with q of x? So, obviously, by the definition, nasa labas yung f natin, and then our inner function will be q of x. So, same process lang naman po siya dun sa ating kanina, previous examples natin. So, ang ating f of x is 2x plus 1. So, that is 2 times, ang x natin ngayon, ang i-replace natin yung buong equivalent ng ating q of x, which is x squared minus 2x plus 2. Then, copy na lang natin yung plus 1. Next, we are now going to simplify ito. Yung ating 2, i-distribute na natin siya sa ating mga terms na x squared minus 2x plus 2. So, solve natin isa-isa. 2 times x squared, that is 2x squared. Then, 2 times negative 2x, that is negative 4x. Then, 2 times 2 is positive 4 plus 1. Kinapi lang natin. So, finalize pa natin or simplify pa natin. You will have 2x squared minus 4x. Dahil nga po ang 4 and 1 can still be combined. So, it will be plus 5. So, obviously, wala naman na tayong pwedeng i-combine sa ating equation. So, therefore, the composite function of f with q of x is equal to 2x squared minus 4x plus 5. So, obviously, we can conclude that the composite function of q of with f of x is not equal with its inverse na f with q of x. Ayan. Diba? Obviously naman, dun sa ating example number 2, you can really conclude that when you compute or when you evaluate and find or simplify each functions, you can get two solutions. So that's it po for our example number 2. Let's have now our third example. So same lang din po ng mga process na ginawa natin kanina, but this time we are going to find and simplify the composite function of f with r of x. So, ang ating f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 and ang ating r of x is equal to 2x plus 1 all over x minus 1. So, by the definition, kanina, we already know that the composite function of f with r of x is equal to the function of f of r of x. So, ang ating function na r of x will be substituted or i-replace natin siya dun sa values ng x ng ating outer function na f of x. So, ang ating f of x is 2x. So, lagyan na lang natin ng malaking space dun, plus 1. And, ang ating r of x is 2x plus 1 all over x minus 1. Now, let's try to solve by first simplify natin o multiply natin tong 2 sa ating r of x or 2x plus 1 all over x minus 1. So, that is 2 times 2x and 2 times 2. Ma'am, bakit po hindi siya kasama sa denominator? Kasi nga po, alam natin na ang whole number na 2 has a denominator of 1. So, pwede mo yung i-multiply numerator to numerator and denominator to denominator. So, copy mo lang po yung iyong nasa denominator which is x minus 1. Then, multiply natin yung 2 times 2x. That would be 4x plus 2 times 1, you will have 2. Then, add natin siya sa ating 1 na natitira. So, to simplify or to add 1 to 4x plus 2 all over x minus 1, we are going to get the LCD para maging equivalent fraction sila. So, ang LCD natin is x minus 1 kasi ang denominator naman ng 1 is 1. So, copy na lang natin yung isang denominator ng ating fraction na x minus 1. So, x minus 1, simplify na natin ha. Gawin na natin siyang equivalent fractions in both terms. So, x minus 1 divided by x minus 1, you will have 1. Then, times natin siya sa 4x plus 2. So, copy na lang natin yung ating 4x plus 2. Then, ito naman, no need to divide sa ano kasi 1 lang din naman yan. Then, automatic na natin i-multiply itong x minus 1 sa ating 1. So, you will have now positive x minus 1. Then, ito na. Next step na po natin is we are going to simplify na. So, we are going to simplify 4x plus 2 plus x minus 1 all over x minus 1. So, combine natin or simplify natin siya by combining like terms like 4x and x. So, what is 4x plus x? So, that is equal to 5x. Then, combine natin yung constant na 2 and negative 1. So, that is equal to positive 1. All over x minus 1. So, therefore, our answer for our third example is 5x plus 1 all over x minus 1. So, this is the simplification of the composite function of f with r of x. So, that's it for example number 3. Have this last example. So, we are going to find and simplify the composite function of capital F with R of 5. So, dito, magko-composite function tayo tapos magkakaroon din tayo ng evaluation kasi ang ating x is naging 5 na. So, una, alam naman po natin na the function of f with r of x or 5 is equal siya sa function of r, the function of f of r of 5. So, ibig sabihin, unahin na nating isolve o evaluate yung ating r. Itong r of x natin, which is magiging r of 5. Then, palitan na natin yung ating values ng x or replace natin yung value ng x natin with 5. So, you will have 2 times 5 plus 1 all over 5 minus 1. And dito sa numerator, 2 times 5, that is 10 plus 1 is equal to 11. Then, obviously, sa baba, 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. So, we have 11 all over 4. So, ang ating function of f of x is equal to greater integer or yung tinatawag nating greatest integer of x plus 1. Greatest integer of x, ayan ang symbol. And ang na-compute nating value ng r of x, di ba, is 11 over 4. So, greatest integer of 11 over 4 plus 1. So, what is the greatest integer of 11 over 4? Alam naman po natin, pagka kinompute yan sa decimal, that is 2.75 plus 1. So, ang 2.75 plus 2.75 natin ay magiging 2 na lang plus 1. Ma'am, bakit po 2 ang ating greatest integer of 2.75? So, by the definition po kasi of greatest integer, it implies that greatest integer function is a function that gives the greatest integer less than or equal to the number. So, hindi siya pwedeng maging mas mataas sa 2.75. You might wonder, ma'am, pwede po bang i-round off na lang natin? No. Kasi by the definition of the greatest integer, yung itong symbol na yan, hindi po yan absolute value, ha? Ang absolute value kasi straight lang. So, pag greatest integer na ganyang symbol, ang hinihingi dyan is yung greatest integer less than or equal the number. So, dito, pinili natin is yung number 2 para mas mabilis nating i-add ang 2 plus 1, which is equal now sa 3. So, therefore, the composite function of f with r of 5 is equal to 3 for our last example. That's it po for our composite of functions. I hope you learned something for this video. Thank you for listening.